Stretch on the 0-1 pitch. Curveball blasted into right field over the first baseman's head. That will get one run in as Clayton Kane will round third and score easily, and Jake Summers will be held up at third.
397 on the year.
As she blasts that one high and deep. Does it have enough? It does. It's gone.
Crawford driving up and gets the left-handed layup as she went from her right hand to her left hand and was able to knock in the rebound. We're 30 seconds here to go.
I've always loved baseball. Ever since I could physically hold a bat in my hands, baseball has been my entire life. It was then I'd be out in the backyard with Dad as he would underhand toss a plastic ball with me as I would swing at it with all of my might, and watch it travel miles, it seemed to me, even though it only went a couple feet. I didn't care. I knew I was destined for greatness. But who ever heard of Winder, Georgia? I used to wonder that no matter how hard I played or how well I did, would anyone ever find me? After all, being a college athlete ran in my family. From my granddad and uncle who played golf at the University of South Carolina and later on became professional golfers, to my dad who played basketball at the University of Georgia. I felt the pressure to follow up in their footsteps, as if they wouldn't be proud of me if I didn't. But they didn't grow up in a small town like I did. I mean, how would any college coach find me, Stephen Pittard, from Winder, Georgia? I guess it's not all that bad, though. I mean, Herschel Walker was from a small town, and, well, he turned out just fine.
We hand it off to Herschel. There's a hole. 5, 10, 12. He's running over people. Oh, you Herschel Walker.
Still, I felt the undying pressure to make it. My childhood consisted of being in and out of church teams and Little League, as I would eventually graduate on up to recreational ball. At that age, sports are supposed to be fun, but not for me. I had something to prove. So as I got older and into middle school and high school, I said goodbye to any kind of social life and dedicated the entire calendar year to baseball. The high school season wasn't enough. I needed to be in summer leagues and fall leagues. Every month of the year had to be dedicated completely to baseball. Was I running after an uncatchable object, though? Would I one day look back at my life and regret all the time I spent on a simple sport if I didn't make it to college? I'm thankful I had parents that would never let me get to that point. They were always proud of me no matter what happened, and I knew that. But still, my pride never ceased to get the best of me. It soon became a goal, or a mission rather, that it was me against the world, and that I would come out on top. As if everyone else in the world was saying, no, you won't make it, I was determined to. As my senior season began to wind down and the early signing period approached, the fear started to set in as my pen had not yet touched the dotted line of a scholarship form. With the fear grew frustrations as I knew I was good enough, but the uncontrollable factor of the location of where I was raised was the reason for all of this. Looking back at it now, it could have been very easy for me to give up. My parents always told me that good things were worth fighting for and hard workers were always rewarded. There were times I didn't think that applied to me, though. I guess it's a good thing I bought into that saying, though, because if I hadn't, I wouldn't be able to sit back and proudly say the words, I made it.
Lights will guide you home and ignite.
Clayton Kane out of high school went to the University of Georgia to play baseball. Sat out a year there. Didn't get a whole lot of playing time. And then decided to transfer over last year to Valdosta State. As a 3-2 pitch. His curveball hit into right field. Is it going to drop? Yes, it will. Yost will advance over to third as the right fielder bobbles it. They're going to send Yost home as he's coming into the plate. The throw cut off from first base, not in time. And it's an RBI for Clayton Kane as the Blazers narrow that lead from Nova 2-1. Stretch on the 0-1 pitch. Curveball blasted into right field over the first baseman's head. That will get one run in as Clayton Kane will round third and score easily, and Jake Summers will be held up at third. It's another 2-out hit and an RBI for the Blazers. Tie game 2-2. Austin. That being said, though, they also do a very good job at two-strike hitting, fouling off a lot of pitches and hovering over the plate, taking a lot of pitches. The Blazers actually led the nation in hit batsmen last year, along with their category in home runs, leading the nation, hitting 113, which was a school record, and tied for 4th all-time in NCAA Division II history, as the 1-2 pitch is on its way to Decker. And he lines it into right field, tailing away from the right fielder. Will it get down? Yes, it will, and it bounces up against the wall. Yost is headed to third, and he'll make it slide in safely. Decker is on with a double that moved Yost over to third base. And the Blazers threaten again with the Yost-Decker combination. And the 1-0 pitch to Austin. Fastball lined into right center. That's going to find a gap, and it's going to score both runners. And Austin Smith has delivered again with an 2 RBI single, 3 on the day for him. It is now 7-2 Valdosta State. Big time hit from Austin there, Adam. With that, a decent job there, getting the runner over to third base, making it a little bit easier for Alyssa Shiree, who can, if she can put a ball fairly deep in the outfield, will be able to score Shaw and put the Blazers up here early. As we know, Shiree has some power, and she's up there with Littlefield in home runs.
Yes, she also has 13, and she's also hitting 397 on the year.
As she blasts that one high and deep. Does it have enough? It does. It's gone. 3-run home run for Alyssa Shiree, right on cue. And that's her 14th, and that's going to put the Blazers up 3-0 here in the bottom half of the first. Have a senior day there, Alyssa.
And a walk to add to that total as well. And the first pitch to her is high and outside for ball 1.
Don't blame Ashley West for trying to keep this ball away from Shiree. As Steven says, she has already bombed one over the fence.
And a generous call on the outside corner, as that'll even up the count. 1-1. 1 out here in the bottom half of the 4th.
That was a very generous call. I'm pretty sure the plate would have had to grown a couple of inches in order for that one to be a strike from wherever it's sitting.
And she drives one high and deep to left. Does she have her second? Yes, she does. In almost the exact same spot. A 2-run home run this time. And it's 6-0 Blazers. Shiree's 15th home run of the season. Have a day there, Shiree.
Daniels is a tall girl, though. She was able to bring it down as Hartree fires up a 3,
Good
and
look
it's
for
good.
Hartree.
And that's what they need to do. They need to get her open. They need to get her looks.
She is on that spot. If we could reserve spaces on this basketball floor here in the PE complex, then we'd put 2 shoe prints right there on that wing where Cessny Hartree has just taken advantage of foes all during this season.
And trying to get it into Ferguson. Ferguson's been held. She's the team's leading scorer. She's been held pretty quiet here as the shot clock is running down. Hartree looking. Amanda Haven's going to have to fire up a 3 at the buzzer, and it's good.
Now that is Amanda Haven coming through for her team. She was under pressure, and with the baseline, the baseline jumper, as far as the three-pointer is concerned, is a very, very difficult shot. You don't have a clear view of the backboard, so it doesn't give you as good of a perspective as to where the rim is. So that shot is very difficult, and under pressure with the clock winding down, that's just clutch. That's a good shooter right there.
And a great down court pass to Ferguson from Haven, and that's going to have to draw a timeout from Tigers of West Alabama, as the lead has been extended to 19 here with 11:41 to go in the second half.
The baseball season might be over in the ranks of the major leagues, but the college season is right around the corner. And for the Valdosta State Blazers, repeat is on their minds. The Blazers, who won a conference championship a season ago, have a lot of big shoes to fill if they are to return to championship form. While they may have lost 7 starters from last year's season, they do, however, bring back an all-conference pitcher, Glenn Lemke, who's been nursed back to health.
I'm coming off of Tommy John surgery. 18 months off of surgery. I feel like I'm getting back to 100%, and I actually feel like it's going to benefit me in the long run. I'm excited about the upcoming season, and I'm excited to contribute to already good pitching staff.
Lemke was a key starter on the mound in the 08 season, helping lead the Blazers to the Gulf South Conference Eastern Division title. He then started the first game in 2009 before arm troubles benched him for the rest of the year. He took all of last year off and now is back in uniform and likely to be in the top 3 in the rotation this year. For DJ at VSU, I'm Stephen Pittard. As you can see from the construction going on behind me, the tennis courts here at Mackey Park are still a work in progress. The weather slowed down construction for more than a month, but now city officials hope to get the players back on the courts by Memorial Day weekend. For News 20, I'm Stephen Pittard.